Hey guys, Drifter here. Welcome to Advanced Warfare in Depth. In today's episode, we're going to be reviewing the S-12 shotgun, or the Saiga 12. A lot of people gotta get up in arms when I don't call it the Saiga. Yes, we all know what it is, but there are branding and licensing reasons why it's called the S-12. Unfortunately, whatever you want to call it, I am going to call it the worst shotgun in Advanced Warfare, and one of the worst guns in Call of Duty history. If you're an S-12 fan, I would highly recommend you bounce out, because unfortunately this gun is not very good, and I'm not going to have a whole lot of flattering things to say about it. Let's start off with the damage, which as you can tell already is less than impressive. It'll deal 15 damage up very close, it decreases down to 10 and then down to 6 in a similar manner that the TAC-19 did, except those are very low numbers. You can tell that even at medium range, if all 8 of your pellets hit, you will still not get a one-shot kill, and we haven't even discussed what that medium range is. Hint, it's very short. Damage is very low, even for full auto shotguns, which tend not to be very high. That is quite low. Headshots do not help you either. Same thing like the TAC-19, and as you'll see in the Bulldog, headshot multiplier is 1x, so shooting them in the head does not help any different than shooting them in the foot or the body or anything. It's just not useful, so don't worry about it. Just aim for center mass. The range is pretty poor. The maximum range of your 15 damage is 3.8 meters, not quite even 4 meters. That's getting very close to melee range, or maybe like riot shielding kind of range, and the maximum range on the weapon in general is 15 meters, but you're going to be dealing 6 damage a shot at those ranges, so it's not very useful out there anyway. In this comparison, you can see that advanced rifling actually helps a lot. Definitely on the one-shot kill range, it really does. However, my experience in playing with the weapon is that even with advanced rifling, it still will not have a very good feel to it. It's definitely not going to be dropping people like mad, like, you know, with one-shot kills or anything, but it is a benefit. There's kind of a weird rumor going around that advanced rifling does not help shotguns. Rate of fire is 461. You'll burn through your magazine very fast at this, but it's nice that you can just dump bullets on people. That's really the strength of the weapon, is that it's fully automatic 461. The Bulldog fires at the exact same rate, but you have to do it with your finger, so you're very rarely going to hit that maximum. But again, quite good. You can dump a lot of lead downstream, just unfortunate that your lead isn't going to be doing very much damage. And in my personal experience, the effective shots to kill is usually about 8 or so, sometimes 10 plus. A lot of times you have to dump many bullets, especially if they're not, I mean, if they're very much so in my face, yeah, 2, 3, something like that. But even just a little bit away, probably 8 or more shots to kill. It's not very fun in that respect. It does have moderate recoil when you aim down sights. It's one of the few shotguns in the game that has proper recoil. I don't aim down sights a whole lot with it, but when I do, it has a tendency to kick up. It's not something I can't control. It's very workable, but do keep it in mind. The iron sights are also very workable. I've seen better, I've seen worse. I can definitely use them, and I have no need for optical attachments on this weapon. The hipfire spread is unfortunately wider than what I would like for a weapon like this. It has a tendency to get really wide when I'm moving and shooting, or of course in the air or something like that. That makes sense for balancing issues, but it's so wide that I'm not hitting as many pellets as I need to kill. You get no bonus accuracy from aiming down sights, so hip firing is really the way to go on this weapon. It's going to be the same story for all the shotguns, but I'm going to repeat this little section just in case you're only watching this review and not the others. A lot of air there. You do get a massive accuracy penalty, or a hipfire spread penalty, when you're using gung-ho. You can click that annotation to see the whole video, but do not use gung-ho on this weapon, because the hipfire spread is going to be so ridiculously wide. I can't even put it into words. It's almost the size of your entire screen. Just go check that video out. Run speed is 100%, which is good. Thank goodness it's a fast weapon. If it were slow, it would be absolutely brutal. The best 2 variants are the Whirlwind and the Precision. None of the variants really grant any extra damage or anything. The Whirlwind is going to grant you +2 rate of fire with minimal penalties to other things, and you get a magazine bonus that stacks when you add extended mags. So that is very nice, especially the magazine. That's just truly a godsend, and really the only way to decrease your time to kill on this weapon is to increase that rate of fire. The Precision's a little bit different. You get some bonus range, so maybe if you had the Precision and advanced rifling, you can get some decent range out of it, which would probably be more useful than the rate of fire. Unfortunately, that's not a variant that I have. Almost all the gameplay you see here is with me using the Whirlwind, so just keep that in mind. And as for what I think about this gun, I think that it is one of the worst weapons in Call of Duty history. Is it worse than the EPM3? Maybe. really, it's a massive hit marker machine, and I've had a discussion with a lot of my fans on Twitter. Yes, you can kill people with this. It is totally possible to kill people, but it's just not very viable. All of the submachine guns shoot faster than your shotgun. They all have longer range. They actually take less shots to kill, unless, of course, you're just in barrel stuffing. Even sometimes in barrel stuffing range, they're more consistent than the S-12. They have larger magazines. They reload faster. They do almost everything faster than this weapon. So while you can use this weapon, it's just not very competitive. Almost everything else outclasses it. My best advice is to be fast and spray and pray. I mean, if you just spray and pray with it, or if you want to get really tactical, you can try and sneak up on people and fight them kind of at knifing range, but at that you might as well just knife them. It might be a little more consistent. I think that this is best with laser sight and extended mags, and maybe advanced rifling, just kind of depending on your mood. Advanced rifling helps. I'm just not feeling it all the time, but just kind of use at your own caution. Laser sight definitely good. Extended mags probably by far the most useful on this weapon. Well guys, that's all for this episode of In Depth. I hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned something useful. If you did, don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe. You can always check out the previous episode, which is on the TAC-19, or the next episode, which is going to be on the best shotgun in the game, the Bulldog. Drifter out.